Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jason Lowther, and I'm here with Todd Halbrecht with me today. We are both account executive managers here at Mountain West Financial. Todd, how long have you been with Mountain West Financial?
Almost 6 years, Jason.
Nice. I've been here for 11 years. It's crazy how time flies, wouldn't you say?
I guess you could say that.
Hey, looking outside the window here, I love that we've received so much rain, but I tell you, I'm ready for some California sunshine. What about you, Todd?
Spring is here, summer's on the horizon.
Nice. So touching base here on a little bit of industry news really quick. It looks like yesterday the Fed said no more interest hikes this year. I have to say that's some good news. Hopefully that helps get borrowers off the fence from purchasing their new home. Another quick note for those of you that haven't heard, Mountain West just received an award for CalHFA for being one of the top lenders in 2018.
Number one lender.
I have to say that's pretty cool. With that, 32% of those are going to be first-time home buyers. That's pretty huge. So if you don't know anything about CalHFA's down payment assistance program, please reach out to your account executive manager and they will help get you up to speed. So Todd, shall we dig into this new URLA?
Yeah, let's do it. It should be fun.
Nice. Okay. So as we all know, our industry is always evolving, but I truly believe this time it will be beneficial to all. This is one of several webinars Mountain West will be offering on the new URLA, and we're going to take less than 30 minutes to discuss a few highlights of the new loan application and give you a few items to think about moving forward.
This sounds exciting.
Yes, look at this timeline here. You can see here on 7/1/2019, you will be able to start utilizing the new loan application, but come February 2020, it will be mandatory.
When was the last time there was a change? Do you know?
A long time ago. It's been several years since the loan application has had any major changes, Todd, and a few things that popped out to me was it is definitely more detailed than the old one. The other thing that I see is there's new fields that have been added based on the new federal regulations, which Todd will talk about here in a second. It is definitely user-friendly and a lot easier to understand for the consumer and the lender. And you may not like this, but there are 40 plus new data points. This should be fun, Todd.
It sounds like a hoot, but there's also I don't know if you know this, Jason, but the manual itself for this is 150 pages long.
Now, do we have to read that?
I think everybody in this call needs to read this manual, but we're going to try and do our best to make it easier for them.
Nice. Obsolete fields have been eliminated. For example, the applicant is no longer required to list the make and model of their automobile.
Well, that's good. Nobody wants to know what kind of car I drive.
So, a Bentley, really?
That's what I meant.
So, you know, I always thought that was kind of crazy that they would ask a year and model of a vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe value purposes, but
yeah,
really?
Yeah. So anybody could put anything,
yeah.
Really. You know, oh, it's paid free and clear.
As far as when I bought my home, it was a Bentley, by the way.
The other thing too is there's a defined separation of individual bar applications, which we're going to talk here in a minute about. The other information a borrower must provide, acknowledge, and agree to has been separated from the information the broker and lender collects. And I think most and foremost, I think the processors are going to love this because they're going to have so much information, Todd, that's going to help solve a lot of their questioning, wouldn't you say?
It'll make their lives a lot easier, I think. And I think the best way to do this, Jason, is let's just get into the new and improved URL that's about to come out, like you said, in July.
Nice.
I like to call it my 1003 on steroids. We're going to be going from 4 pages to 8, and sometimes even more pages than 8, which I'll go through here shortly. So as you can see, this is the first page of the URL. It's very clean. It is an interactive. You'll see there's a couple of drop downs on your screen, as you can see right here. But as you get through the rest of the pages, you'll see there's a lot more opportunities for you to interact and make your process easier. A couple of things that I want to point out here is if you look on the top right-hand side, they're asking about citizenship. Jason, this is on page 4 of our current declarations page, and they put it right up front, right in the beginning, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
How many times have you done a loan where everybody thinks they're a U.S. citizen, and all of a sudden it gets down to it where all they really have is a TIN number and they're not really even legal?
A lot.
So at least in this case, we'll get that right out of the way. Type of credit. This is important because if you share a joint account, let's say a husband and wife, the husband still has to do the 8 pages, or whoever the primary borrower has to do the 8 pages, and the co-borrower will have to have another 4 pages added. They will have their own separate 4 pages for their 1003.
That sounds like a lot of paperwork.
Well, it can be. It can be. Let's hope we have a lot of single borrowers out there.
Yeah.
But even the craziest thing about it is I've done loans for multiple people. Have you ever done it for 2 or 3 borrowers? They're just like buddies getting together to buy a house? Four people will equal 32. Is that right? Did I just say that right? 32 pages.
Yes, that is
of
correct.
URL. So fun times, but we need to embrace it because it is going to happen. So we got to kind of get through it. Some of the other things I noted on the first page right here is military service.
I like that.
Now, Jason had mentioned, or Jason had on one of Jason's slides, he had mentioned the loan types that we could do in this, Jason, right?
Yes. So this application is going to be good for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, and USDA.
So it's got everything covered. And right here, if you do select that they are in the military, or were in the military, or their spouse is surviving, you can click this here, and this will only help everybody understand that there's an opportunity for a VA loan, and then everybody can get the jump on doing the certificate of eligibility to get the loan process going.
Straight off the bat, if a loan officer is not asking the right questions, and they get a loan application like this, and they find out that they're a VA, boom.
Done.
Yes.
Easy peasy. Also, another thing I noticed, Jason, which was kind of unique, is language preference. So right now, it's everything is assumed English, and even here, it will be assumed English if you wish to not respond. But in this case, if you were to select, let's say, Spanish, you can then narrow your marketing tools for your borrower for future needs, for maybe a refinance.
Well, that's huge too, especially, there's a lot of good marketing in Spanish out there. I know CollegeFay has an amazing website, and it has Spanish flyers that are editable that people can go there and make flyers in Spanish. So,
yeah, that's great. Yeah, and Mountain West has some too. And I actually had a group of folks that were from Chinese heritage, and they asked me to make some Chinese flyers. So anyway, this will get the jump on it for you guys. It'll help you for future reference for your borrowers.
So let me ask you something. You had to make Chinese flyers. So did you go to Google Translator to do that?
I did. Actually,
hey, you cheated.
Actually, our marketing department did. I hope.
That's funny.
But anyway, it turned out okay. We got some more business, and it worked out well. So that's just an opportunity. Flipping over to page 2, you can see how clean it is. This is employment.
I love it.
All employment all the time.
Love it.
So if they are employed, you're going to fill it out on the left-hand side where the arrow is where you're going to put the job title and the job location. And on the right-hand side, your income is going to be right there versus it used to be on the top, and then you have to throw everything on the bottom. Everything is right there side by side.
And it's cleaner. I mean, it's just way cleaner.
Really clean.
Than the old 1003.
Yeah, it's nice. It's easy to read. If you have a job that's more than 2 years that you're currently working, all these other ones, you can just put do not apply, and it just whites it out, and you don't have to do anything.
That's nice. I really like up there at the top of the ownership shares, because we usually don't know this until it's in underwriting. Yeah. So it asks you up front.
How often do we find out, right? Oh, by the way, he owns a company. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, we'll be able to get that up front as long as they're, doing the 1003, honestly, I guess, right?
Yes.
So we should be good. At the bottom, there's other incomes. You can interactively, you can toggle down, and you can get, whether it's alimony, child support, whatever other income there is. So everything is laid out here. Page 2 is employment and income. It's pretty clean.
This is very clean. I love the drop downs, which we're going to get into the next page, but I love the fact that the drop downs just point it out, and it gives you the options of what to use, like you said.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The next page is all assets and liabilities, and you'll see there's more drop downs. So obviously on the assets, you'll be able to drop down and do bank accounts, 401k, whatever, what have you. And then down here for the liabilities, you'll see this one arrow. This actually drops down, and it gives you opportunities for liability, whether it be revolving or installment debt. And this is where you can put your car in here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
you don't need a make and model here, Jason.
that is perfect. Yes. So looking at this at the top, the 2A, the assets and stuff. So I'm kind of curious, it only gives you so many slots to do that. I wonder if somebody wants to add more, if they're going to be able to add more. I wonder if they're going to be able to do that eventually.
Yeah, I think in reading it, I think there will be an area for you to click on for additional information.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a good point.
Yeah, so that's all good stuff. And then down here, of course, like I stated, was the liabilities. And if you don't have any liabilities, Jason, if you have no credit card debt, no car debt, you can always click do not apply.
Nice. That's great.
Next page is real estate. This is fantastic. This is all real estate. So if you are a first-time home buyer, or if you don't own any real estate besides, you just obviously click at the top. I do not own any. In this whole page, you're done. You don't even need to go through it. But if you do have other real estate, this gets everything out in the open right off the bat.
Yes, I see that, especially where it asks you for the type of loan that you currently have, FHA, VA, conventional, USDA, other. I mean, that.
And as you know, FHA with the new rule, you have to be 100 miles away. So if they do have another home and they click FHA and they're trying to get another FHA, we have issues.
Yes, we do.
Houston, we have issues. Okay, so this is pretty clean. Toggles and like I said, the interactiveness, and it's very straightforward. But once again, if you don't have any second or third homes, you can just click I do not have, so it'll white out. Nice and easy.
Yes.
The next page is loan and property information. Finally, we get to the loan that we're trying to work on.
What page are we on now, Todd?
We're on page 5.
And now we're finally getting to the loan.
So basically, I think the 1003 is a get to know you. A lot of LOs just sloppily write stuff down, don't know the borrower, but now we're going to go through 4 pages of meet and greet for the most part. Know the borrowers, know their life, make the loan easier. Now we're going to get into the loan.
That's definitely sounds like a cocktail party.
Yeah, sounds like fun. But anyway, when you get into this, you'll see it's very detailed as well. Besides the loan itself, then you'll get down into the 4C section. If it's going to be a multi-unit, a 2 to 4 unit property, they're going to also ask some more detailed questions if it's going to be a monthly rental or if they're just going to live in there with family and whatnot.
I like that.
But you can see it's very nice. It's very clean. The next page is all about our declarations. More robust declarations. There was 2 declarations that really stood out to me, Jason. And we put an arrow here for section C and section D. So section C is if you're going to borrow money from a family member for your down payment or closing costs, you're going to answer yes here and the amount. Now what this will do, as you know, you'll be able to get all the gift letters and bank statements and whatever you need to get this resolved right up front. I can't tell you how many times where all of a sudden they go, oh, we have a gift. That's what we're really not short to close. We have a gift.
The fun part is when the gift changes at closing.
And the amounts change.
And it's got to go back to the underwriter,
And the uncles and aunts that we didn't know we had.
Yeah, I like that because it's upfront. It's disclosing that they're getting a gift, and it triggers the processor to start digging a little bit deeper and getting a gift letter.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and it'll save a lot of time in a lot of situations. Section D is really, in my opinion, D1 is fraud prevention. D1 basically states, are you trying to get a loan on another property at the same time as doing this one? Have you ever had a situation where somebody was trying to do 2 primary residences at the same time?
Oh man, I have.
But usually we find out way after the fact, right?
Yes.
We get that phone call from Gary Martell. Hey, Todd, did you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully here, as long as they check the box correctly, we should be okay right up front.
And I think, with the borrowers, this being so user-friendly and the borrowers actually going out and filling it out, I think we're going to get correct answers because they're not going to be, guided or misled.
I think so too. It's basically like an affidavit. You're signing your name away to this stuff. So hopefully everything is straightened up front.
Yes.
Section D is kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. Accidents happen, and we are live. Now,
Live.
I like section M. I like section M where it's asking you literally what type of bankruptcy you had. This is important because obviously guidelines vary, so
whether you can do an FHA or a conventional loan will depend on the amount of years. That's great.
I like that.
Yeah, a lot of times, often people say, yeah, we had bankruptcy in the past, and you just really don't know which one.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I want to go back up to section D. We talked about D1 as far as the property and having dual properties. D2 is something that the loan officers often discuss with their borrowers about not adding additional credit. So right here, right up front, this gives the loan officers another opportunity just to bang it into their minds. Do not go and buy that car. Don't buy a sofa yet for the house yet. Let's just wait.
That's that's so funny, Todd, because I send out a marketing piece, I don't know, once every 6 months or something, and it's the 10 commandments of loans.
Oh, I've seen that.
Have you?
Yeah.
So we came
I
out
stole
with
it from you.
You did, huh? Okay, I'll make sure I send you a bill.
That's a good one.
But it's great because, you know, if you're talking to your borrowers, you know, and you have to give them the do's and don'ts, you know, during the transaction, and that 10 commandments is, you know, don't go out and get another debt. Don't try to get more credit. You know, don't do something stupid, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, that's good. That is really good.
Yeah, I think this is good stuff to have, and it's really good for everybody involved. The next page is acknowledgments and agreements. And I'm not sure if many people have ever seen this because it's smushed together in a little paragraph that we have on our, I think it's page 4 of the current.
I can't read it.
Right? You need to get the magnifying glass.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, how do they expect you to sign something that you can't read?
And I'm blind as a bat anyway, but now they're making me actually read it because it's clear as day. So it's done nicely. It's easy to read. The only thing I'm not sure about is why there's 2 signatures at the bottom when it's only going to be for 1 person.
And that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because
that's a trivia question right there. We need to ask the folks over at the 1003 offices.
Yeah, I don't even think they know yet. I think
No.
they're trying to, you know, wing it. And
I think they had some extra space on the page.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Last page, which is page 8, is really expanding our demographics. We have it right now where you select race, whether it be Asian, Black, Native, white, whatever it may be. But now they really get into it. Look at the Asian, Jason. They actually, if you happen to select that you are Asian, then they want to know the descent, whether you be Chinese, Korean,
Wow.
Filipino, whatever. I'm not sure why. But
I mean, so do you ask the question? I mean,
I guess so. Yeah.
You know, you ask the question. I mean, I wonder if people are going to get irritated by that.
Well, they always have the choice of do not wish to provide the
Yeah.
information. There we have it. I wonder what the percentage are of people that say this. I'll say it's pretty high, probably.
I would think so. Yes.
But they are still asking for the information. So it's all laid out nice and clean. And of course, at the bottom, here's the information for the LO itself to complete, including their license and information.
Something I want to point out
Sure.
is, you know, if an application is taken in person and you have a borrower that literally clicks, I do not wish to provide this information, the loan officer has to, if they do check face-to-face interview, they have to complete that information up top right there as far as the ethnicity of the borrower collected on the basis of visual observation or surname. So the loan officer literally has to complete
Make
that.
a decision.
They have to make their own judgment call.
Yeah, that's.
So how's that going to pan out?
I'm not really sure.
I mean, what if they put something? I mean, what if they put something different than what the borrower is, and they offend them? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could. I guess it could happen.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
There's more to say, but I'm probably just going to leave that one alone. But anyway, so you see this. So basically, that's the 8 pages of the new 1003. So you can see it's really robust. It's quite detailed, which is, you know, if you look at it, if we embrace it, I think we could do really well and really make the most of it to really help future loans.
Yeah. So, well, in closing, we wanted just to give you a few things to think about here. Obviously, we've given you a little bit of information to get your head spinning. Obviously, we could have spent a lot longer time going through each cell, but I think the key point here is I think we should all become experts with this and use it as a tool to get out there in front of our business partners and educate them on the changes. This is huge.
Look, we're all going to have to do it, right?
We are.
It's definitely coming down, so we might as well really jump on it and get a head start.
Exactly. And I think you know, looking at this, it's so designed for consumer friendliness, you know. But the big question, Todd, is going to be how are the broker shops, and the retail offices, how are you guys going to integrate this into your system? I think that's the technology part is going to be is going to be the big question mark.
Yeah, I agree. The LOS is going to have to be compatible to make it work, and they're saying July. Who knows? They may have to push it back even further if some major ones don't get set up, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're trying to implement this by February 2020, I mean, there's a lot of technology that needs to go into this, and for you loan officers, I mean, this is a big change to the way you're doing business. How are you going to get the form? Are you going to simplify it? Are you going to utilize this in your LOS system? What are you going to do? I mean, obviously there's going to be some costs involved here as far as changing your system. So that's the big thing. As you can see, we do have some links here. We have a form here. You guys can actually go on and fill out a loan application. I suggest you go on to Fannie Mae's site and fill out a loan application so you can become the professional on this and start building your business, and use this as a sales tool. If anything, I mean, use it as a sales tool to educate your realtor partners and let them know.
I know it's not that difficult.
It's
it's just change, right?
Yeah.
And nobody really enjoys change, especially people in the mortgage industry, right?
Yeah.
But I think if we jump on it, and embrace it, and I could see, like you had stated earlier, I could see some LOs asking the borrowers just to go ahead and complete it because it is interactive.
Yes.
But I think the better way of doing it is having somebody sit with the borrower to actually complete it. That way you get all the gist in case you don't understand some of the questions.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people out there have short forms as far as 1003s, that auto-populate. So it's going to be interesting on how some of the companies are going to wrap their arms around this technology and integrate this. Again, there's 40 plus new data points that have to be added. So
I have a feeling Gary, Martell, and others from the company will be giving future presentations.
Yes, they're on top of this for sure. And there'll be more information to come out from Mountain West Financial. And if you have any questions or anything, please email us at webinars@mwfinc.com. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to email those to us.
We'll get back to you just as soon as we can once we get it, and then help you the best we can and lead you in the right direction.
Yes, for sure. And with that, we do appreciate you guys taking the time with us today, and we appreciate the value that you guys bring to us. And have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.